Alrighty then. Well, yeah. Let's let's see now. I need to clean this lens a bit. I should probably do this before I make videos, really. That's better. Yeah. Rocky's still up there. I don't know what he's been watching, but he's been up there watching something for quite a while. Um don't know what's going on exactly, but there must be something happening out there. Ooh, I don't see anything, but who knows? Rocky sees something. That's all that matters, because he's on top of things here. He knows what's going on. Anyway, I'm on kind of a roll telling stories and whatnot, so I figured I'd tell another story. I think I have told this story before in a video, but a long time ago. Anyway, it's kind of a comical story, so I'll tell it again. Back in 1984, I was staying at a school teacher's place, and this school teacher and his wife, I stayed with them, and they had 3 kids. The oldest child was 11, and the youngest was about 4. Anyway, I'll tell you this story. We all went down that summer. We went on a car trip. We got into the 1983 Oldsmobile Delta 88, big green 4-door sedan, and we comfortably rode down out of Ontario, across the border into Detroit, Michigan, and then across, went all down through the United States, and we went across the United States to California. We ended up in San Francisco, California, where the school teacher had relations. We stayed at a couple of different places there where his relations lived. And then we came up through, Oregon and Washington and everything into British Columbia. And we come across Canada to go home. We were away for about 3 weeks, I guess, or something like that anyway, 3 or 4 weeks. But this story is about something that happened when we were in San Francisco. We were all downtown in San Francisco. San Francisco is a really windy place. It's actually a really cold, damp place. People think of California as being hot, but San Francisco is not a hot place at all. It's actually a very cool, very windy, very damp kind of a place. And the other thing I noticed about San Francisco, too, is that vehicles rusted out really quickly down there. Like, we think we got it bad in Ontario for rust, but you'd see vehicles that were maybe 5 years old at the time that were just total rust buckets in San Francisco, Anyway, we decided, because of the salt air, that's what it is from the sea, Anyway, we decided that we were going to go into a restaurant for lunch. So, of course, we go into a McDonald's. We see a McDonald's there. We go in there. When we come through the door, the first thing that we notice is that it's kind of a dirty-looking place. It's not a very inviting-looking place at all. And everybody in there was Hispanic. We were the only white people really in there. Everybody else was Hispanic. But when we come through the door, there was a man, a young Hispanic man, and he's got the mop, the string mop with the tin bucket with the mop wringer where you pull the handle, put the mop in, pull the handle to wring the water out and stuff. And he's mopping the floor. Anyway, as we walk in, we see this guy mopping the floor. Then another guy approaches him, another Hispanic man, but this guy's wearing a nicer uniform. He's kind of dressed in a suit type of deal, So we think, okay, we got to figure, okay, he's a manager. He must be a manager. And he approaches the guy who's just a worker bee type guy, mopping the floor. And we just come in for the door when this happened. Literally, we were just inside the door and we witnessed this. The manager guy starts yelling at the mopping guy in Spanish. I have no clue what was said, but you could tell he was really giving this guy shit. You know, he was not happy with whatever this guy was doing. He wasn't happy with it. And he's ripping a strip off the guy. And he takes the mop out of the guy's hand, grabs the mop handle, pulls the mop out of the guy's hand, and continues yelling at him. And then the other guy who was doing the mopping, he said something, again in Spanish. I don't know what he said. He didn't yell or anything. He was very quiet, but he did say he responded to the manager, again in Spanish. So I have no clue. But you knew it was a confrontational kind of a situation. The manager had just ripped the strip off this guy for some reason. I don't know why, but he ripped the strip off the guy. Maybe he didn't like the way he was mopping the floor, or maybe it was some other thing that happened earlier. I just don't know. But whatever it was, the manager was really laying into this guy. And eventually the guy said something in response after the manager had taken the mop away from him. And then the manager really was agitated. Whatever that guy said, the manager didn't like it. He did not like the response that he got. And you could tell he didn't like it because you could see the rage building. You could actually see he was getting more and more angry, And when that guy spoke back to him, whatever he said, that really set him off. Well, what did he do? He starts chasing the employee around the restaurant and beating him over the head with the mop. So you see the one guy, the employee that had been mopping the floor, he's running. And the other guy, the manager guy, is following him with the mop. And he's literally bringing the head of the mop, with the strings and everything and all the dirty water in it and stuff, bringing it down on top of the guy's head. He's doing this, and the mop's coming down, right on top of the guy's head with all the dirt, and you can see the dirty water all running down, onto the guy's shirt and stuff. The manager is chasing him around the restaurant, beating him over the head with the mop. Well, at that point, we turned around and we went out. We found another place to eat. I can't remember where we went now, but we didn't stay there anyway. But that was a McDonald's restaurant in downtown San Francisco in 1984 anyway. Never forgot that. But, yeah, quite a thing. But that was just a kind of a funny story, I remember. It was funny to us because we were witnessing it and not a part of it. I don't imagine it was too funny for that poor guy mopping the floor. He probably didn't find it very funny at all. Anyway, there's Rocky. Hi, Rocky. He's still up there keeping track of things. He's been looking out the window at something. Something has caught his attention. I might just open up this window here. I might. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Wowzers. That's pretty nice there. Okay, we got the window open now. Rocky will probably come up here now because he'll want to be around the open window. I still don't know what he was looking at out there, but something definitely caught his attention. All right, that's it for now. We will see you later.